Shalomi homies, I'm Chrissy, also known as Yael from Hebrew Hahas, and I want to thank you for inviting me to show you a recipe that I like to make in the kitchen for special events. This recipe actually changed my life a little bit, and I'll tell you all about it. I first made these sizzle dates for Yom Teruah gathering. One sweet lady couldn't stop talking about them. She loved them. She kept going back for more and telling other people about it. And I was new in the state, so I didn't know who these people were, but they were really excited about my cooking. And later, I invited her and her kids on a little hike through the forest, and we went to go look at mushrooms. And I taught her kids about how to identify some mushrooms. And from then on, they called me Mushroom Lady. For this recipe, we'll need 1/2 of a cup of feta, 1/3 of a cup of great olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of sumac, 1/2 teaspoon of za'atar seasoning. You will need sea salt. I use about a pinch for this recipe for this size, but you're going to go off of taste, your taste. About 20 dates that are pitted and quartered. 20 dates, pitted and quartered. 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and about 1 lemon zested. The first ingredient in sizzled dates is dates. You're going to need about 20 of these for this recipe. Honestly, I've never made this so small. I usually make huge portions, so I usually do about 2 pounds of dates. But for this, we're just going to use about 20. And you can size it up as much as you'd like for your fellowship. First thing you do with the dates is you take off this little crown. We're going to put that in the compost. Then we are going to take our knife from the top to the bottom. We're going to slice along. And we're going to take out this seed because nobody wants to bite into this. Now I'm going to take the dates and cut them into quarters. So we're going to do 1/2 of that half. That gives us 4 pieces. Before we could go on that hike, I had to find my husband some friends. We were new in the area. We didn't know a lot of people, and this was a really large gathering. So I walked right up to this group of men that were sitting around talking, and I asked them if my husband could play with them because he needed to meet some friends. You're going to add some good quality olive oil to your pan and heat it on a low to medium low heat. One of the men looks at me and says, "It depends. What calendar do you follow and how do you pronounce the name?" And I was shocked. That doesn't happen often, you know. But I was shocked. And then I realized that it was a joke and we all laughed. Add those chopped up dates into the pan and we're going to put them in the oil over medium-low heat, stir them up, and heat them until they become warm and softer. Remember not to burn them. So when I say don't burn the dates, this is from experience. I got really nervous filming for the first time ever my cooking, and I was also trying to get sound for the sizzle of the dates. And so I let the dates go too long, and I'm going to show you what they look like. I did make another round later so that when I taste the recipe, it doesn't taste, we'll say heavily caramelized. But you just want to make those dates sizzled in the oil long enough that they are soft and chewy, and you get the feel for it. This is what they look like if they've gone too far. Hopefully you don't have a microphone in your hand. When your dates are warm and soft, you're going to add your za'atar, your sumac, and your salt, just that pinch of salt to it. Then you're going to take it over to your bowl and put all of those things into the bowl. To those dates, we're going to add our lemon juice and then our zest from one lemon. And a little pinch of salt. This is the feta cheese. I use dairy-free, but you don't have to. Sprinkle that in. Get all of that into that bowl, even the ones that don't want to go. Then we're going to mix it up. Add a little bit more olive oil. This makes like a marinade for it. It turns out that that man that put me in the hot seat that day and the woman that I went hiking with their kids that loved this recipe, they're married to each other. And that family has become a dear family to us. We have done Sukkot with them and so many of the feasts. I think all of the feasts. I'm adding a little bit more za'atar. And a little bit more sumac. Because we fancy like that. And finally, I'm adding the pomegranate seeds. Here is the feta sizzled dates salad. And here's my taste. That is so good. I probably should have taken a smaller bite. My stomach's not mad. There's the recipe. I hope that you'll enjoy it and that you will invite me into your kitchen very soon. Thank you.